Don't you just love a great book? The best writers transport us right into the setting. They do this by creating great descriptions, and great descriptions start with adjectives. You can strengthen your writing by using adjectives too. But let's start at the beginning. Let's start with nouns. A noun is a person, place, or thing. And adjectives are the words that modify or describe nouns or pronouns. Adjectives bring our nouns to life. Take a look at this sentence. The shimmering moon reflected off the lake. Moon is the noun, and shimmering is the adjective. By describing the moon as shimmering, we create a more vivid picture in our mind. But as good writers, we often want to use more than one adjective to describe a noun. This makes our writing more accurate and much more interesting. For example, instead of writing, "She played with the ball," we might write, "She played with the small red ball." Now we have created a clearer picture of the ball in our minds. But how do we know how to order our adjectives before a noun? We knew to write the small red ball instead of the red small ball, but how did we know this? In other words, how do we know that we would write the small red ball instead of the red small ball? Well, we followed the specific rules to guide the order of adjectives in a sentence. We are probably so used to hearing adjectives in the correct order, it became automatic for us. The rules for ordering adjectives have a fancy name. They are known as the Royal Order of Adjectives. Let's look at the adjectives that should be placed first in any description. The adjectives that are placed first are called determiners. This group includes the articles a, an, and the. Possessive nouns or pronouns like his, hers, or Jaden's are also considered determiners. So, in the sentence, Jaden's trophy was on a shelf, the word Jaden's is considered an adjective because it modifies trophy. Since Jaden's is a determiner, it would come before any other adjective that might be used to describe the trophy. For example, we would write, Jaden's shiny trophy was on a shelf, putting the determiner adjective Jaden's before the adjective shiny. Words like those, that, and these are called demonstratives and are also determiners. Don't sit in that chair. The last group of adjectives in the determiner group are quantifiers, words that describe quantity, words that tell us how many of something, and specific numbers like 1 or 2. For example, she used many pretty beads to make her bracelet, or she ate 2 pieces of candy. Let's review what we have just learned about articles as adjectives. Question 1. What kinds of words do adjectives modify or describe? A. Nouns. B. Pronouns. C. Verbs. D. A and B. If you answered D, you know that adjectives modify nouns and pronouns. Question 2. What do we call the first group of adjectives in the Royal Order of Adjectives? A. Modifiers. B. Determiners. C. Describers. D. Pronouns. The correct answer is B. The first group is determiners. Question 3. In the sentence, she hit the ball. Which word is a determiner? A. She. B. Hit. C. The. D. Ball. The correct answer is C. The article the is the determiner. Observation adjectives. So, now we know that if we want to use multiple adjectives to describe a noun in a sentence, the first adjective in line would be a determiner adjective. What kind of adjective would be next? Observation adjectives. These are sometimes called opinion adjectives because they show your thoughts about the object. Let's look at this sentence. We went to a party at Tom's beautiful house. Our noun in this sentence is the word house. We used several words to describe this house. First, we used the determiner Tom's. Then we used the opinion word beautiful. Next in the line of the royal order of adjectives are adjectives that describe physical description. Believe it or not, these adjectives are usually, but not always, presented in a specific order too. First in line within this group are adjectives that describe a noun or pronoun's size. Words like big, enormous, tiny, and minuscule would be in this group. Let's look at this sentence. The expensive little necklace had lots of diamonds. Our noun is necklace. Our adjective expensive comes first because it is an opinion. It is followed by the word little, which describes its size. After size comes shape. This group of physical description adjectives would include words like round, square, long, or short. If we stay with our jewelry theme, we would say or write, she loves to wear her big hoop earrings. Here, the size adjective big appears before the shape adjective hoop. Let's review what we have learned about observation adjectives. Question 1. Observation adjectives are also known by what nickname? A. Strong adjectives. B. Thought adjectives. C. Opinion adjectives. D. Fact adjectives. The correct answer is C. Observation adjectives are also called opinion adjectives. Question 2. Fill in the blank with the adjectives in their correct order. Lila bought a blank, blank, blank mirror. A. Lovely, large, oval. B. Oval, large, lovely. C. Large, oval, lovely. D. Oval, lovely, large. If you answered A, you know that the correct order would be lovely, large, oval. Question 3. Let's try another one. What is this blank, blank, blank thing? A. Square, tiny, hideous. B. Tiny, square, hideous. C. Square, hideous, tiny. D. Hideous, tiny, square. The correct answer is D. What is this hideous, tiny, square thing? Physical description adjectives. There are 2 more types of adjectives in the physical description category. Officially, in the royal order of adjectives, age is next in line after shape. When you describe something as young, old, or antique, you are describing its age. For example, we might write or say, the enormous old house looked frightening to the children. It is important to remember, however, that the order of adjectives can be flexible. Many writers and speakers feel that it is more natural to put age adjectives before shape adjectives, and say something like, I inherited the old square table from my grandmother. The physical description group has one last type of adjective, those that describe color. These adjectives usually appear last in a series of physical description adjectives. This sentence is an example. That big, round, red gumball looked delicious to the child. The next set of adjectives in the royal order of adjectives are words that describe a noun's origin. In other words, where is the noun or pronoun from? In a sentence, an adjective of origin would look like this. On Friday, we had delicious Thai food. Our opinion adjective, delicious, came before our adjective of origin, Thai. The next type of adjective on our list of royal adjectives would be material adjectives. These answer the question, what's it made of? Material adjectives are words like gold, cotton, or wooden? Let's look at a material adjective in action. The old wooden schooner sailed up the river. Our adjective, old, came before the material adjective, wooden. And both these words were used to describe the noun, schooner. Are you ready to test what you have learned so far about the royal order of adjectives? Try to put the adjectives in the correct order in each of these sentences. 1. Please pass the blank, blank, blank cup. A. Plastic, blue, big. B. Big, blue, plastic. C. Blue, plastic, big. The correct answer is B. Please pass the big blue plastic cup. Sentence 2. I saw a blank, blank, blank movie. A. New Italian wonderful. B. Wonderful Italian new. C. Wonderful new Italian. If you answered C, you know that the correct order is I saw a wonderful new Italian movie. Question 3. My cousin is a blank, blank, blank girl. A. Beautiful young Canadian. B. Young beautiful Canadian. C. Canadian beautiful young. The correct answer is A. My cousin is a beautiful young Canadian girl. Qualifier adjectives. The royal list of adjectives is pretty long, but we are at the end. Last on the list are qualifier adjectives. These adjectives describe a noun's purpose and answer the question, what's it used for? Sometimes these adjectives can be easy to spot because they end in ing. He put on his fishing vest, or she rolled up her sleeping bag. Sometimes too, these adjectives seem like they are just part of the noun. They look similar to a compound noun. This sentence is an example. The singer traveled in a tour bus. Now that we have taken a look at the royal order of adjectives, it is important to remember that adjectives usually follow this order, but not always. The order isn't cast in stone. Sometimes writers and speakers choose a different order to emphasize an idea. For example, if you were describing the movie star's house, you might say it's a big, beautiful mansion. You might want the reader or listener to understand its size before its beauty. And that would be okay. Since we all want to be good writers, you might be wondering what punctuation you might need if there is more than one adjective describing a noun. Do you need commas separating the adjectives? Well, that all depends. First, you need to know if the adjectives are coordinating adjectives or non-coordinating adjectives. These adjectives are sometimes called coordinate and non-coordinate adjectives. There is a quick 2-question test to know whether your adjectives are coordinating. First, ask yourself, does the sentence make sense if I add the word and between the two adjectives? Next, ask yourself, would the sentence make sense if I switched the order of these adjectives? If you answered yes to these 2 questions, you have coordinating adjectives, and you would use a comma between the first and second adjectives. The adjectives are considered coordinate adjectives if they are considered of equal importance. Let's look at this sentence. Florida can have hot, humid weather. Should we use a comma between hot and humid? Well, first, can we put the word and between hot and humid? Florida can have hot and humid weather. Yes, that works. Next, could we reverse the 2 adjectives? Florida can have humid, hot weather. Yes, this works too. So these are coordinating adjectives, and we should write the sentence like this. Florida can have hot, comma, humid weather. Here's another example. The 5 delicious cupcakes were eaten at the party. Could we rewrite the sentence to say the 5 and delicious cupcakes were eaten at the party? or the delicious and 5 cupcakes were eaten at the party. No, this sounds too awkward. So now we know that we have 2 non-coordinating adjectives and no comma is needed. Now that you know about the order of adjectives, you can create big, bold sentences in your writing and speaking. Ready to answer a few questions about qualifier adjectives and how to use commas with adjectives? Question 1. Qualifier adjectives often end in what 3 letters? A. EST, B. EAR, C. ING, D. None of the above. If you answered C, you know that qualifier adjectives often end in ING. Question 2. Which is the proper way to punctuate the sentence? A. We have a happy, lively Labrador Retriever. B. We have a happy, lively Labrador Retriever. If you answered A, you know that happy and lively are coordinating adjectives and should be separated by a comma. Question 3. Let's try another pair of sentences. Which one is correct? A. Kendall has a young, golden retriever. B. Kendall has a young golden retriever. The correct answer is B. The sentence Kendall has a young golden retriever does not need a comma because young and golden are not coordinating adjectives. Thinking question. How might using multiple adjectives to describe a noun improve your writing?